The winner of the Best in Show blog is...
It may be unusual for a psychologist to share personal experiences, but I feel compelled to share my health and mental health challenges. Why else have I been given them? As I show up showing the raw and real and vulnerable, it allows you to do the same, and that connects us. It shows us that we're not alone. It helps us to see we're not to blame, and it helps you and I to work together to overcome, become, and yes, one day flourish too. In short, I share because connection heals us.
What I love about the WEGO Health Awards every year is seeing the up-and-coming patient leaders and hearing their stories. How did they get started with their advocacy work? What or who inspired them? What I also love is the sheer passion and enthusiasm that they have for educating and supporting others within their communities. It's tremendously inspirational.
The winner of the Advocating for Another award is...
I share my advocacy story because I want my daughter's quality of life to be better. And I want people who are living with sickle cell disease to all have a better quality of life. Sickle cell disease is the most common genetic disorder in the world, and it matters.
Patient leader stories matter because stories are the best tool we have for putting ourselves in another person's shoes, and especially when it comes to health, illness can be isolating and there's no one size fits all, so hearing stories and shared experiences make others feel less alone.
The winner of the Best in Show Community Award is...
My story matters because it shows women they are not alone, have nothing to be ashamed of, and can get help for illnesses that are temporary and treatable with professional care, and they no longer have to sit in their suffering anymore.
Patient leader stories matter because they are helping others navigate their own journeys when they tell their stories. Patients are engaging on online communities the most, and without these patient leaders sharing their stories and helping others through their journey, these communities would not exist.
The winner of the Best in Show Facebook Award is...
I share my story to give thyroid patients a voice, a representative, and hope. I remember how unwell I once was and how so many other people still are with thyroid disease. It frustrates me. The invisible hypothyroidism reassures others that they are not alone in their experiences, that their experiences are valid, and that most importantly, we can thrive with thyroid disease. By empowering ourselves with the right knowledge, tools, and confidence, we can all learn to be our own thyroid advocates.
My favorite part of the WEGO Health Awards is to be able to shout from the rooftops, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do to support patients across the globe.
The winner of the Best in Show Instagram Award is...
I share my story because more people, especially the medical community, need to be aware of rare conditions like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I share to break the stereotypes around autism so that people can see that we're all different. Instead of focusing on causation and cures, I hope to help society see autism as simply a different way of being, a variance in neurology that deserves respect and accommodation. I share so that the invisible illnesses affecting autistics are made visible for those of us who can't speak for ourselves.
I know, everyone is eager to jump to the next category, but I do have an exciting giveaway to chat about. We are partnering with the International Pain Foundation to give away 12 passes to their annual iPain Summit on November 14th. This is a great opportunity to connect with fellow patients and to really get an education around pain. Everything from treatment modalities to getting a better, quicker diagnosis. iPain Summit is the place to be. So, how do you enter? We want to hear why you believe patient leaders deserve a seat at the table. So in the comments below, we are linking a graphic. Either screenshot that graphic or download it and complete it adding why you believe patient leaders deserve a seat at the table. Post it on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter using the WEGO Health Awards hashtag, and you'll be entered to win a Summit Pass. You have 24 hours to do so though, so grab it in the comments below, save or screenshot the image, and then let's get back to the next category.
The winner of the Best in Show Podcast Award is...
I share my story so that others don't feel isolated when living with the burden of type 1 diabetes. My story also involves living with complications of diabetes, and I feel it's important to talk about these. The Talking Type 1 podcast is a safe space to share raw and unfiltered journey and amplify voices of those living with type 1 diabetes so that we become a stronger and more supportive community.
Patient leader stories matter because these stories can help other patients find resources for emotional support and help them navigate both their condition and the healthcare system. Patient leaders are also inspirational and lift the spirits of other patients, especially the newly diagnosed.
The winner of the Best in Show TikTok Award is...
I started sharing my story because growing up, I didn't see anyone that was like me. I grew up feeling alienated and outcast and alone, and like I had come from this alien planet just because there was no one else out there that was like me. So when I started growing up and when I started to look around and realize that there was so many kids out there who were going through the exact same things that I was, just because no one understood, and I realized that no one else was doing anything about it. So maybe it was my job.
My favorite part of the WEGO Health Awards is the ability to recognize patient leaders for the inspirational and powerful work they're doing within their health communities. They deserve this recognition and so much more, so to be a small part of providing them with a sense of accomplishment is something that I treasure each year.
The winner of the Best in Show Twitter Award is...
When I was diagnosed with HIV 22 years ago, I didn't believe I'd live to see 50. But now, we know that people on effective treatment should have the same life expectancy as people who remain uninfected. And what's more, when we are on effective treatment, we can't pass the virus onto our sexual partners. How fantastic is that? HIV has changed. Challenge stigma and tell everyone.
My favorite part of the WEGO Health Awards is being around the strong and courageous group of patient leaders who make WEGO Health what it is and who advocate not just for themselves, but for their communities.
The winner of the Best in Show YouTube Award is...
I share my health story to help people feel less alone. MS can be an isolating disease, and through the YouTube channel, thousands of people across the globe have someone they feel they can relate to. Help them feel less scared when they're trying to figure out a new treatment, or at the very least, help them find some levity around the often grim topic of autoimmune disease. That's why I share my story.
Wow, what a powerful group of patient leaders. I know I cannot be the only one completely blown away right now. Hi everyone, it is Kristen here, the Patient Leader Network Associate Director at WEGO Health. And hearing these stories and learning about the impact of these individuals is powerful. And it's precisely why we created the WEGO Health Awards. To recognize the individuals who are investing time and energy into being a source of support, education, and hope for fellow patients and caregivers. So on behalf of the entire WEGO Health team, I'd like to thank our finalists and all of our WEGO Health Award nominees for choosing to share your story and for being that endless source of support and education for patient communities. Thank you all. We are so honored and so humbled to be part of your journey, and we continue to find ways to amplify your voices. And thank you to everyone who made this a successful WEGO Health Awards season. To the online health community for nominating and endorsing your favorite patient leaders. To our judges for narrowing down 13,000 nominations to just 96 finalists and only 16 winners. Thank you for using your expertise and perspective to make those very tough decisions. Thank you to our sponsors, MITRE and Signify Health, for committing to patient collaboration through their own mission in supporting the WEGO Health Awards. And of course, thank you to Health, who has partnered with us for 2 years now to celebrate the WEGO Health Awards. Health also invited our 96 finalists to attend the virtual health event the last 5 days, and we know our finalists have truly valued the opportunity to be part of industry conversations. So thank you to everyone who made this another successful season of the WEGO Health Awards.
The winner of the Best Kept Secret Award is...
My story matters because it is important for all women of color to know there is power in their voices being heard.
I share my story to help young women and women of color affected by breast cancer gain insights on how to better navigate their journey. And my advocacy has led to the creation of the first community for women of color affected by breast cancer called For the Rest of Us.
For me, patient leader stories matter for a number of reasons. Number one, they help other patients to know they're not alone. It gives them a feeling of hope and inclusion. But also, they help the pharma industry to gain greater insight into the life of a patient. And that insight can ultimately help to guide the direction of new therapies, which will then in turn help patients to live better lives.
The winner of the Best Teen Performance Award is...
My story matters because I am one voice of a larger global community. But it's not just my story that matters, it's all stories that matter. And that's why at AI Arthritis Voices, we are in the trenches with you as people living with AI arthritis diseases, making sure that all of us can be at the table to share our unique perspectives, experiences, and ensure that our life experience is heard. But we do it as a team with each other and by inviting all other stakeholders to the table, and we sit with them as equals, and then together we solve the problems of tomorrow that impact education, advocacy, and research. We know how important your voices, my voices, our voices. And that's why we need to have all of you at the table.
My favorite memory from the WEGO Health Awards were the awards in 2019 in Las Vegas, where I got to meet these leaders in person, connect with them, and hear about their incredible stories. And also I got to witness firsthand how WEGO Health as a company truly supports and is so passionate about our mission of supporting these patients with their advocacy work.
The winner of the Hilarious Patient Leader Award is...
I make ADHD comics and TikToks because I believe that humor connects all of us.
Those of us with ADHD deserve to have our voices amplified and our struggles humanized. And more than anything, we need to champion this movement of neurodiversity so we can be loved for who we are instead of chastised for who we're not.
My absolute favorite part of the WEGO Health Awards is scrolling through all of the nominations and finding all of these new to me patient leaders who are sharing their story and spreading awareness and making such an impact in their communities. I mean, talk about adding inspo to the rest of my year, because I go and I follow every single one of them, and then I just get such joy from the stories that they're sharing. I can't wait to see who I follow this year.
The winner of the Rookie of the Year award is...
Hey guys, this is Trevor Maxwell. I've been living with stage 4 colon cancer since 2018. I share my story because I don't want men to feel like they have to face cancer alone. The old model for men going through cancer was toughen up, don't burden others. The new model is to avoid isolation, have the strength and the courage to accept help along the way. So don't wait. Join your cancer wolf pack.
WEGO Health Awards are so important because it provides us an opportunity to recognize the patient leaders who are making a difference every single day in patients' lives. It helps us to discover new patient leaders and new advocates that are rising up from the surface and are providing so much help and so much support to their communities. And it also shines a spotlight on those advocates amongst industry partners, which I think is so critical for the industry to understand and see patient influencers making a difference every single day and learn their value.
The winner of the Healthcare Collaborator Award is...
I share my story because it puts a face to my conditions. Every patient story that is told, that is heard, that is understood gives strength to our collective community voice. It gives a voice to those who can't advocate for themselves. And by sharing our stories, we can make change happen.
Congratulations, Trishna. Your extensive experience collaborating with all sectors of the health industry is truly remarkable. From sitting on the advisory boards to consulting with pharma companies and collaborating on community campaigns and resources. It is truly patients like yourself who have the power to change healthcare. I am honored to have this opportunity to celebrate your work. Bridging the gaps between patients, industry, government, and academia is critical to ensure the health and well-being for all. Here at MITRE, we join you in your mission. We solve problems for a safer world through collaboration, from operating federally funded research and development centers to convening public-private partnerships. We work across government to tackle challenges to the safety, stability, and well-being of our nation. And congratulations to all the finalists and nominees at the WEGO Health Awards Healthcare Collaborator category. The impact each of you are making unites all of us to listen, collaborate, and find solutions together.
The winner of the Patient Leader Hero Award is...
I share my story because I know it helps people find hope. Sharing has taken me far from under the Golden Gate Bridge on that fateful day. I've been given the gift of a second chance at life. I'm so grateful to be alive and to exist. And since the beginning of sharing my story, I've now traveled the world from Ireland, Australia, Canada, Japan, and beyond, as well as all across America, sharing a message of light, love, hope, healing, and of course, recovery.
Kevin, it is my great honor and pleasure to congratulate you today on being this year's Patient Leader Hero Award recipient. It's incredibly well deserved. Your message of hope and healing and resilience has resonated across the globe. You've broadcasted in over 20 countries now, and millions have heard the message, the promise, even the challenge to be here tomorrow for each other and for ourselves. That message and promise to be here tomorrow resonates with us here at Signify Health. Signify Health's mission is to fundamentally transform the way that healthcare is delivered and paid for in this country, so people receive a better patient experience, the care they need and deserve, and can enjoy more healthy days at home. So on behalf of our teammates here at Signify, congratulations to you, your fellow nominees and finalists. We cannot wait to see what's next.
The winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award is...
When I was diagnosed in the 1980s, there was no internet, and I was very alone, and I felt so overwhelmed and anxious and scared. So I share my story to help others not feel that way, to empower them, to inspire them, to educate them on what their diagnosis is and isn't. And together, we help each other feel a sense of connection and a sense of empowerment.
And to everyone tuning in at home, thank you for supporting the patient voice and patient leaders across the globe. Be sure to comment below, congratulate our finalists and our winners. We are linking all of their social handles, so definitely be sure to follow these individuals because they are the top patient leaders of the online health community. And if you're looking to get inspired by individuals like this, certainly go ahead and join the WEGO Health Patient Leader Network to connect, learn, and find patient leaders just as passionate as you. Thank you all, have a good night, and congratulations to our 9th Annual WEGO Health Award winners.